What's up everybody, welcome to Money Management channel. My name is Andrei and today I'm gonna be doing an update on MMTLP and FINRA saga.
I got the cash in the bag, stadium packed. Born a rock star in this life, gonna live it up.
And for today's video, guys, I have several quite interesting news. First of all, I will show you a so-called bombshell that potentially should expose Scott Traught's actions. On top of that, guys, I will show you an update on one of our litigations, and I have to admit that this update is quite interesting and a little bit weird. On top of that, guys, I will show you that some of community members are trying to benefit out of the community, and they do it with the most unethical way. On top of that, guys, I will show you some updates related to the bigger picture of the short selling activity, and I will show you what actions do we have from authorities. So, and before we dive deep into all of this, guys, please hit the like button for YouTube algorithm and drop me a line in the comment section if you think my videos are valuable for you. And let's start with this tweet that was written by the real Greg McCabe. I have to admit that I still don't know who this person is, what is his or hers real name. But just several, let me show you, just several days ago, he wrote that he will expose wait a second, I will show you somewhere here. He will expose Scott Traught's actions, and it will be a real bombshell. As you can see, he wrote it on February the 6th. But here I found his tweet, and I have to admit that it is just, in my opinion, nothing burger. Let me show you some details about this so-called bombshell. He wrote, "Ever wonder why Scott Traudt showed up 2 years late to the party and immediately became the loudest voice in the room?" And guys, the very first paragraph of this letter leads us nowhere, because if you try to search any tweets from Scott Traught's Twitter account that he published before, as you can see, before the halt date, he wrote at least 3 tweets at the very beginning of December of 2022. On top of that, guys, if you switch this year to 2023, you can see that right now you can find a lot of tweets that are related to MMTLP case. And that is why, guys, even the first paragraph basically is a pure lie. But let me quote you further. "Ever wonder why a guy with 305 shares would go to such extraordinary lengths for truth, justice and resolution? Ever wonder why, after gaining the overwhelming support of the MMTLP community, he split it into 2 by attacking McCabe, Brda and other community leaders? Ever wonder why he pressed so many desperate individuals into pro se lawsuits? Ever wonder why he kept getting caught in lie after lie?" And guys, again, several paragraphs pure misleading information, because he didn't attack McCabe, Brda and other community members. He just asked them about their activity back in the days, but they didn't answer. And because of that, he decided to act through his litigation. It is quite obvious that you can't have a partial justice. On top of that, guys, in my opinion, he didn't push anyone to file their pro se lawsuits. And this sentence about lie after lie, again, just misleading information, because as far as I know, there is 0 facts that Scott lied to us. So, let me quote you further. Well, it turns out that the additional to being a humble fisherman, Scott Traudt is also a CEO of Green Mountain Risk Management. His boss and the founder of Green Mountain Risk Management is a fellow by the name of Michael Rock. In 2008, Michael Rock unsuccessfully ran for Congress. Guess who his biggest donor was? If you guessed Vincent Viola, you are correct. Did you know that Vincent Viola is the founder and chairman of Virtu Financial? Did you know that Virtu Financial is highly suspected of having one of the largest naked short positions on MMTLP? Yes, you read that correctly. Scott Traught's paycheck is signed by a guy who received a large capital contributions from the chairman of a market maker that is upside down on MMTLP. That is just a public record. Who knows how much money has traded hands under the table? I guess that answers all of the above questions. If I said it once, I've said it a million times. Traudt is compromised. And guys, let me show you the second part of this tweet. It is some kind of paycheck from. Wait a second. You can see here several names. Michael Rock for Congress, and here's the name of payer. So Mr. Esa Viola and Mr. Vincent Viola, they paid $5,000. And to be honest, guys, I don't know why you can rely on these documents as the bombshell which should expose Scott Traudt. I don't see any mention of Scott Traudt's name right here. And that is why, guys, in my opinion, it is just a nothing burger. And let me show you that a lot of people also wrote the same. So here is the first comment. Do look alike. There is nothing here except your new letterhead and meaningless 17-year-old from with no PI. I ask you for something real. I can't take this to anyone without getting laughed out of the building. Good grief, MMTLP. And even due diligence wrote this. This was your nuclear bomb? Dude, come on, you're making me look bad to all of the idiots who think I'm you. God, please let this situation end soon. So guys, definitely it is a pure nothing burger, and I still think that Scott is doing his best in order to help MMTLP community. Despite the fact that you might don't like his actions, that he is trying to ask quite sensitive questions. He tried to ask John Brda and Greg McCabe these sensitive questions. And let me show you next update, and here it is. You know that just recently I found out that some allegedly community members are making some interesting stuff. And let me quote to this tweet. Samantha wrote, Greg, please help the MMTLP community. They are hurting so bad, they've resorted to grifting $55 Duffy bags in between GoFundMes. And she refers to the Gobert Cop tweet. And let me show you that. Wait a second, I will show you that there is some kind of bags with the retail community, MMTLP retail community logo on it, and I have to admit that it is extremely overvalued, almost $55, and here you can see the person who made it. Art Byrne wrote this tweet, and he wrote, hey everyone, please come in and look at this MMTLP. Gobert McCop and Drunkifer think that an order of 500 blank black bags from China is a better deal than one of the custom MMTLP bags I put up on the merch site. Spring sets the price, by the way. They also think this was a good burn. And guys, I have to admit that it is quite weird when some so-called community members trying to benefit out of other community members who lost a lot of their money. And I think it is unacceptable for 100%. That is why, guys, let's move forward and let me show you this tweet that was written by Timmy Donahue. And John Brda reposted on it. So, Timmy Donahue wrote, MMTLP, I'm back in action. I'm going to make this as quick as possible. I will attach the plan of arrangement down below. John Brda and George Palikaros, can you please explain why you did this to everyone on here? Or when you guys read the plan of arrangement RTO, is a reverse takeover from the RTO would be Torchlight Energy. You will notice the payment go to Canco 2798832 Ontario Incorporated. That's John Brda, a corporation operating under the province of Ontario. They waive every right to a jury. Canadian laws are different. Apparently, I will leave a screenshot and then attach the documents in the comments. And here you can see the last page of this document, and you can see several places for signatures. And here you can see John Brda signed it as the Chief Executive Officer of Next Bridge Hydroca of Torchlight Energy Resources. Again, he signed it as the Chief Executive Officer of 2798832 Ontario Incorporated. And again, guys, from Metamaterials, it was signed by George Palikers. But here is the answer. Due diligence responded. I don't want to answer for George or John, nor I'm in a position to do so, but I would guess that the use of Canco was simply a structural necessity for the merger, likely to comply with the Canadian corporate and tax laws. Given that Meta was Canadian, it would make sense to have a Canadian entity facilitate the transaction. These kinds of arrangements are common in cross-border deals. I did some digging, and in Canadian mergers it's common for companies to establish a subsidiary corporation Canco to facilitate the transaction. Obviously, that's a shorthand for Canadian company, widely used for a Canadian subsidiary in cross-border deals. They also are typically numbered companies like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 Ontario Incorporated. And guys, I have to admit that again, the efforts of some of community members who tried to dig deeper inside the issues in this case potentially might be used completely wrong, because if we know where the problems are, why in the world you are trying to dig in quite opposite direction? And it doesn't mean that you shouldn't do your investigations, but guys, please dig deeper, and if you find some allegedly a bombshell or allegedly quite sensitive information, please dig deeper and find that this might be a nothing burger again. And due diligence pretty much confirmed it, and let me show you that John Brda himself wrote pretty much the same. Drew, you are correct. This was a tax situation for Canadian shareholders. It only took place because we were merging with the Canadian company. So, again, nothing burger, but a lot of noise that is surrounding this so-called update. Next one. And for now, it is the real update, and I have to admit that it is quite weird. Romain Soups wrote this. New court filing. Matt Peace asks a court for leave to remove 2 defendants and file an amended complaint. Doesn't say which defendants he wants to remove. And he also asked Matthew Peace himself. Any comments? Let's take a look. Did he answer? Wait a sec. No, he didn't answer, but let me show you this page. So here you can see in the introduction section he wrote this. Plaintiff also seeks to remove 2 defendants from the case, which will narrow the scope of the litigation and promote judicial efficiency. And guys, here is the list of the defendants: Securities and Exchange Commission, FINRA, DTCC, OTC Markets, John Brda, Gregory McCabe, NextBridge Hydrocarbons. And I have to admit that if he wants to remove 2 out of this entire list of defendants, I don't think that it might be John Brda and Gregory McCabe, because we have the third entity that is related to, basically, that is the NextBridge Hydrocarbons, and that is why, guys, I don't think that these 2 people will be removed. This means, in my opinion, Securities and Exchange Commission and FINRA might be removed from this list, because they have a total immunity, and it is definitely will narrow the scope of this litigation, and potentially it might lead to a little bit quicker decision. So again, we have to wait for the confirmation who will be removed, and then make our own conclusion. So let's take a look at this tweet for now. You know that we have a lot of shady actions from Gregory McCabe in regards to the university lands leases, and we have quite similar shady actions from the UL themselves. Let me show you this tweet that was written by Junk Savvy, and she wrote it just yesterday. She said, did last week's revelations regarding the Orogrande leases leave you with more questions than answers? Do you have concerns whether University Lands was acting in good faith? What, if any, communications were there between UL leadership and Congress? Did any market participants communicate with your UL leadership regarding the Orogrande leases? were there any communications between UL and NBH regarding royalty payments between the years of 2019 and 2023? Are there any minutes or notes taken during discussion regarding the renewal of the Orogrande leases? Have there been any inquiries about or offers to acquire the Orogrande leases prior to UL's decline to renew NBH's agreement? Did you know TPIAs are processed through the Texas Attorney General Office? Did you know you do not have to be the resident of Texas to make a PTIA request? Tips for making a successful Texas Public Information request. And guys, here is the blueprint of how you should or you can file the FOIA request, and potentially with these questions we might see quite interesting answers. If it happens, guys, definitely it will help us to know more about the actions that were surrounding the shady activity in between Greg McCabe and university lands. But guys, to be honest, we shouldn't, in my opinion, we shouldn't act like this. Because the C-level executives from NextBridge Hydrocarbons have to answer to these questions because of their fiduciary duty. And unfortunately, Greg McCabe didn't do it, and he didn't even publish any PR statements for the last couple of months. And on top of that, guys, and I showed you this just 2 videos ago, I guess, he participated in the NAPE summit of this year under Greg McCabe. He participated in this summit under the entity of Greg McCabe Petroleum Corporation, and previously he was at the summit as NextBridge Hydrocarbons. So I think he doesn't want to do anything with NextBridge Hydrocarbons and with NextBridge Hydrocarbons shareholders. That is why, guys, in my opinion, all of the questions that were asked to him and that we have in the litigation processes are 100% legitimate, and that is why, guys, we have to know all of these answers, and we deserve it, because you are the MMTLP shareholders and you have this right.
And guys, let me tell you my personal story. I have a wife and 2 children aged 11 and 15, as well as a small dog. After 30 years of living in Russia near the Baikal Lake, we decided to move. Now we reside in Serbia. Although I don't own any MMTLP shares, I invest a lot of time creating daily MMTLP videos. I have been doing this every day without days off and holidays for more than 1.5 years. Now I wish to buy back this time from my family, from my children. We've agreed that I will ask the MMTLP community to support me, and I will give all the money to the children. Therefore, if you believe that I am providing useful content for you and wish to support me, you can join my Patreon account. For $5 a month, I will add your name to my list of supporters if you wish. Thank you in advance. The link you can find in the description below. So, I think that's all information that I want to provide you. If you like my video, please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel, and see you guys and girls next time. Bye!
I got the cash in the bag, stadium packed. Born a rock star in this life, gone live it up on the attack. Baby, I'm bad, I just wanna get caught up in this life. I'm crazy, I'm mad, doing no cap. Only God wants you.